Alright, here we go. Buckle up. Because the first episode of Berserk kicks off with Guts, one-eyed, one-armed menace you did not want to mess with. It's pouring rain, because of course it is. What better way to set the tone for this absolute bloodbath? Guts is strolling into this miserable little village, and all he's got is his massive sword, which is literally bigger than most people, a gun for a left arm, because why not, and a vibe that screams, "Don't mess with me or I'll throw you in a blender." Naturally, he stumbles upon a bar, and inside, chaos. 4 total losers are bullying this poor girl, throwing her around like she's a rag doll. You'd think that these guys would have a little bit of common sense, but nah, they've got a one-way ticket to a brutal beatdown. Enter Guts, our hero, who has zero tolerance for nonsense. He takes one look at these dudes and decides, yeah, I'm gonna end all of you. And he does just that. This man beats these bullies to a pulp in a gruesome fashion, making sure to leave no one standing. Guts didn't even break a sweat, just casually massacring these guys like they were bugs. You can't help but watch and think, dang, this guy really hates bullies. After this epic fight, we get a little peek into Guts' tragic past. We see him having some gnarly nightmares, which basically shows how cursed this dude is. He's got a tattoo that screams bad news, and you just know this guy's life is going to be one big horror show. It's not just the nightmares, though. This curse is like his personal hell, and it's always lurking in the background. Honestly, if I had a mark that made me feel like death was always breathing down my neck, I'd probably be having nightmares too. But wait, there's more. Next, we get thrown into an insane battle with apostles, which are these monstrous beings, and Guts, oh, he's not having it. He's hacking and slashing his way through these giant nightmares like he's mowing grass. Like it's a straight-up massacre. Guts is basically saying, you guys thought you could stand against me? Lol, nope. He takes down one dude after another, barely blinking. But then, out of nowhere, the big bad son of a bee, this gigantic demon snake lord, transforms into huge monster. It's like, oh, so you thought you were done with the fight? And Guts is like, hold my beer, I'm about to show you how it's done. In true Berserk fashion, this snake lord gets absolutely wrecked by Guts, who somehow still manages to walk away with a demon crystal. I mean, what is this, Mario? Collecting demon crystals now? Sure, Guts. Just another day in the life. And just when you think the episode's over and you're like, okay, Guts is probably gonna chill now, right? Boom. The scene shifts, and now we're flashing back to a battle scene from Guts' past. Things are only going to get worse from here. Trust me. So, in conclusion, Guts is a cursed, nightmare-having, one-armed, sword-wielding legend who doesn't let anyone get away with being a jerk. This episode sets up the dark, twisted journey ahead, and you just know it's going to be a ride full of blood, chaos, and demons. Welcome to Berserk, where the fun never ends, and neither does the violence. In second episode of We Kick Things Off with a Bang, and literally, Bazuso, the huge dude with the axe, is running around like he owns the place, absolutely slaughtering anyone who dares to oppose him. And let me tell you, everyone is terrified. This guy's the definition of don't mess with me, and the whole village knows it. Bazuso's having a field day, laughing at everyone's fear, making fun of them as he chops his way through them like a butcher cutting through meat. It's honestly hard to imagine how anyone can be this scary. But hold up. Enter Guts, our one-eyed, one-armed wonder, but since this is back in time and he's still kid, his two-eyed, two-armed wonder. Guts shows up and, surprise, surprise, everyone laughs at him because he's this tiny dude compared to Bazuso. They're all like, this guy? He's gonna take down Bazuso? Lol. But let me tell you, Guts doesn't care about the size of the opponent, and with a swing of his massive sword, he demolishes Bazuso like it's nothing. Seriously, Guts just flexes and crushes Bazuso like he's some random side character. Bazuso, the big bad bully, he's done. And Guts, in true Guts fashion, gets his paycheck for this little service of destroying the monster, straight up flexing on everyone, and after that, Guts decides to leave. No big deal, right? But nope, now he's rolling with Griffith's army, and of course, who else do we meet but Corcus? Yes, his name is Corcus. This guy, for some reason, thinks he can take down Guts. Corcus is the definition of a dude with a Napoleon complex. But guess what? Guts straight up slaughters Corcus and his squad like a lawnmower cutting through grass. They didn't even stand a chance. Guts is like, y'all really thought you could mess with me? Then we get this intense moment where Guts almost kills a new hottie, Casca. This scene has some serious tension, but before Guts can do any real damage, Griffith steps in and, in classic Griffith style, puts Guts in his place. Griffith straight up beats Guts down, which honestly feels like a big mood. Like, even Guts isn't immune to this guy's charm and power, but this beating, this is gonna change things big time. We flash back to Guts' past, and oh boy, it's even darker than we expected. Guts had a dad, well, more like a dad beater, Gambino. This guy was straight up garbage. He didn't care about Guts at all, just treating him like some burden to get rid of. No love, no warmth, just a nightmare of a childhood. It makes sense why Guts is the way he is, distrustful, isolated, and always ready to fight. This background is like the ultimate tragic backstory for a guy who's already got a demon-marked soul. After Guts wakes up from his beatdown, he gets an invite from Griffith himself. Griffith, being the charming yet manipulative guy he is, invites Guts to join the Band of the Hawk. You'd think this would be a nice little offer, but nope. Guts, true to form, says, nah, I'm good. But Griffith is not the kind of guy who takes no for an answer. And in his mind, no one says no to him. Griffith is going to make sure Guts joins, whether he likes it or not. And that's how the episode ends. Guts says no, but we all know that's not going to be the end of it. Griffith's not done with him, not by a long shot. This episode sets up some serious power dynamics, and trust me, this is just the beginning. Things are about to get even messier. Alright, so we start off with Guts, still thinking he's the strongest guy around, goes head-to-head with Griffith. And you'd think that with his huge sword and brute strength, he'd at least put up a good fight, right? Yeah, no. Griffith plays with him like a cat with a half-dead mouse. Guts is all rage and power, swinging that massive blade like a madman, but Griffith, my guy, is smooth, dodging, countering, barely breaking a sweat. It's honestly embarrassing for Guts. And then boom, Griffith knocks Guts down and pins him, not just physically, but in a dominance kind of way. Guts is out here realizing that for all his strength, he's still not at the top, and Griffith, being Griffith, just smiles. Because of course he does. That's when he tells Guts straight up, "You're mine now." Like, excuse me? This dude really just claimed Guts like he was a rare Pokemon. So Guts joins the Band of the Hawk? Griffith officially invites Guts to join the Band of the Hawk, but it's not really an invitation, is it? More like a statement. Griffith doesn't take no for an answer, and Guts, realizing that rolling solo isn't the move right now, just goes with it. Now let's talk about the squad. We've got Casca, the no-nonsense warrior chick who already hates Guts or not, I mean, who knows. Corcus. This dude is salty all the time. Thought he could take Guts in a fight before and got his entire ego shattered. Pippin. Big, quiet, probably the only guy who doesn't hate Guts immediately. Judo. The cool, laid-back guy who's actually pretty chill with Guts. With that, Guts is officially part of Griffith's army. And yeah, he doesn't trust anyone yet, but hey, he's got a new group of people to fight alongside, so let's see where this goes. Alright, now we get to the real meat of the episode, the battle. And when I say battle, I mean a full-blown, brutal medieval war. The Band of the Hawk is facing off against some random army that honestly never stood a chance. But they don't know that yet. Griffith, being the tactical genius that he is, already has everything planned out. He's out here giving orders, positioning troops, making sure everyone moves like a well-oiled machine. And then there's Guts. No strategy, no plan, just violence. The moment he charges in, it's over for the enemy. Guts is swinging that oversized sword like it's nothing, cutting through armored soldiers like butter. The enemy sees him and is probably thinking, who let this demon out here? Casca's also fighting, keeping up as best as she can, but it's clear, Guts is built different. She hates admitting it, but she sees how strong he is. Griffith? He's just watching, probably plotting something bigger in his head. Eventually, the battle ends with Griffith's army taking the win. And guess what? Griffith barely had to lift a finger. This dude really just sat back and let Guts and the rest of the Band of the Hawk do all the work. After the fight, the Band of the Hawk is celebrating like there's no tomorrow. They've just crushed the enemy, and now it's time to drink, laugh, and live it up. Guts, of course, isn't really the party type, He's sitting on the side watching everyone get wasted, wondering if this is really what he signed up for. And then there's Griffith, sitting in the center, looking untouchable, like this is all just another step in his grand plan. And if Guts wasn't already suspicious before, he definitely is now. Alright, next episode we start off with something you'd never expect in a brutal, war-filled anime. Griffith and Guts having a literal water fight. And yeah, Griffith is all naked. You'd think after all the blood and chaos they'd be taking life seriously, but nope. These two are out here, laughing, splashing each other, having what can only be described as the most wholesome moment in the entire series. Guts, usually all broody and antisocial, actually looks like he's enjoying himself for once. But then, because fun can't last in this world, his attention gets caught by this weird red crystal that Griffith always carries around, and now it's lore time. Griffith explains that this edgy-looking gem is called the Behalit, and not just any Behalit, the Crimson Behalit. My guy straight up calls it the Egg of the King, saying that it's gonna lead him to his destiny and make him a ruler one day. Guts is just standing there like, cool rock, I guess? But Griffith? This dude is serious. He's not just talking about winning a few battles, he's talking about controlling everything. You can already tell something is off. Before we jump into yet another battle, we get a flashback. We see Gambino, the absolute worst father figure in anime history, going off on little Guts. This dude hated him from day one, treated him like garbage, and is now out here drunk and trying to stab him. Real Father of the Year material, but guess what? Guts wasn't about to go out like that. In a desperate move, Guts kills Gambino before Gambino can kill him, and just like that, he's on the run. But hold up, it gets worse. As soon as he escapes, the entire village turns on him. Like, oh, you killed the guy who was trying to kill you? Guess we'll just murder you too. They chase him down, and right when you think he's gonna make it, bam! Dude gets shot with an arrow and falls into the void. And just like that, we snap back to the present because Guts' trauma break is over, and it's time for yet another battle. Back to war. The Band of the Hawk destroys more nobodies. Surprise, surprise. Griffith's army is in another war. This time they're up against some random dudes who probably thought they had a chance. Yeah, no. Once again, we see the clear difference in how Griffith and Guts fight. Griffith is out here playing chess, using strategy and precision. Meanwhile, Guts is just vibing in the bloodshed, cutting through soldiers like a demon on a rampage. And let's be real, the enemy never had a chance. The Band of the Hawk absolutely demolishes them, taking the win with almost no effort. After the battle, Griffith and Guts have one of those deep, life-changing conversations. Griffith, still riding that main character energy, starts talking about his philosophy, how his dream is the only thing that matters, how he doesn't see comrades as friends but as pawns in his grand plan. He hits Guts with that speech. A true friend is someone who has their own dream, their own path, not someone who just follows another person. And Guts? He just sits there processing. Because what even is his dream? Dude's been fighting for survival his whole life, and now he's realizing he has nothing outside of battle. But before he can spiral into an existential crisis, Griffith pulls him back with some good news. Guts is getting a promotion. That's right, our boy just got leveled up to Raider Commander. And just like that, Guts is moving up in the world. The episode ends with another ominous setup. We see Griffith, Guts, and the rest of the Band of the Hawk marching onto another battlefield. More war, more blood, more chaos incoming, and with that, we're left wondering, how long can this winning streak really last? Because if anime has taught us anything, it's that when things are too good to be true, they usually are. Alright, so skip time, 3 years have passed and Griffith's army is basically on a winning streak. These guys have been steamrolling every war, stacking W after W like they're farming minions in League of Legends. And after another easy win, it's time for a celebration. Even Corcus, yes Corcus, the #1 Guts hater, decides to chill and celebrate with him. You know things are going well when even this dude is having a good time. But hold up, before the party kicks off, Casca calls Guts for a little chat. And by chat, I mean verbal beatdown. Casca straight up goes off on Guts. She's sick of his lone wolf, one-man army attitude, always diving into battle like a reckless idiot. She's all about teamwork, strategy, and making sure everyone survives. But Guts? Nah. He just slices through the battlefield like he's on a solo Doom playthrough. She basically tells him, "You're strong, but you're selfish. You don't fight for the team, you fight for yourself. What happens when you finally take an L and we can't save you?" Guts actually takes this in for a second and then shrugs it off. Classic Guts. Things get heated between them and they almost throw hands, but before they can start round one, Griffith shows up. Casca, still pissed, leaves the boys alone. Griffith, being Griffith, basically repeats what Casca just said, but with more charisma, and somehow it actually gets through to Guts. That's the power of this dude. He can say the exact same thing and somehow make it sound like it matters. He tells Guts straight up, "You're amazing, but you can't keep doing this alone. If you don't learn to trust the people around you, you'll eventually break." Guts doesn't say much, but you can tell it's starting to sink in. Anyway, enough of the deep talks. Time to celebrate. Griffith's ceremony. Welcome to high society. Cut to the kingdom where Griffith is getting that official recognition. The king himself blesses him, and now our boy isn't just some random mercenary leader. He's becoming a real noble. This moment is huge for Griffith. He's not just fighting to win battles, he's climbing the social ladder one step closer to his ultimate goal. After that, we see Griffith, being the strategic genius he is, starts planning the next big move. But here's the twist. The enemy isn't waiting. Arrows start flying out of nowhere. The enemy ambushes them, catching the Band of the Hawk completely off guard. And for the first time ever, they're struggling. This isn't just another easy kill everything in sight battle. The Band of the Hawk is actually losing ground. People are getting taken out, the formation is falling apart, and even Guts can't just brute force his way through this one. It's the first time we see them in danger, but everything good and fine. They just lost battle, not war. Meanwhile, back in the kingdom, the king and his noble squad are talking strategy. But let's be real. Most of these old dudes are just sitting around complaining about Griffith while pretending to care about the war. They're already plotting behind the scenes because they don't like how powerful Griffith is becoming. And if history has taught us anything, it's that when rich people start scheming, bad things happen. Final scene, another battle incoming. The episode ends with another battlefield setup. Griffith, Guts, and the Band of the Hawk stand against a new enemy, staring them down as the next big war is about to begin. And at this point, one thing is clear. Things are starting to shift. The easy wins, they might be over. And like problems we were talking about last episode, this episode continues having problems. Some random soldier comes running in looking scared out of his mind and drops some horrifying news. There's this dude named Zod on the enemy's side, and yeah, we kinda can't get through him. Cue the oh sht moment. Apparently this Zod guy is built different. We're talking straight up immortal killer status. He's taken hundreds of heads, left battlefields piled with corpses, and basically steamrolled everyone in his path like he's playing Dynasty Warriors on easy mode. And where is he? Inside some old castle, chilling like it's his personal man cave. Dude has been living there alone, waiting for new challengers to feed his KD ratio. Naturally, everyone's terrified. Nobody wants to go anywhere near that place. But then there's Guts, and we all know by now common sense is not in this man's vocabulary. The second he hears about Zod, he's like, "I'll handle it." Everyone, "No, you won't." "Guts, watch me." So despite literally everyone telling him this is a bad idea, Guts grabs his sword and marches in solo like he's walking into a tavern fight, entering Zod's house of horrors. Hundreds of bodies smashed, torn apart, thrown around like trash. It's a full-blown horror show. And right in the middle of it all, Zod. And what's Zod doing? Having a little happy meal, casually munching on a human like it's Tuesday night dinner. Guts walks in, sees his fellow soldier getting eaten like a cheeseburger, and is like, "Aight, that's enough of that." They square up. At first, Zod beats the hell out of Guts. He's too strong, too fast, and just too much of a beast. Guts is struggling hard, barely keeping up. But you know how it goes. The more you beat Guts, the angrier and stronger he gets. Eventually, he lands a clean stab right into Zod's body. For a second, it looks like Guts actually won. No. Nosferatu Zod's true form, a bigger problem. Because Zod does what every big bad in this anime does. He goes, "Oh, you thought I was scary before?" And then, bam! Dude transforms. What was already a giant muscular killing machine becomes even bigger. Massive horns, monstrous face, full-on demon mode, and at this point, Guts is fucked. Zod starts smacking him around, breaking bones, launching him into walls like a rag doll. Guts is getting humbled fast, and right when Zod is about to finish the job, Griffith arrives. With backup, that does nothing. Griffith finally shows up, bringing some of the Band of the Hawk with him. They all start firing arrows, and let's be real, it does absolutely nothing. Zod literally just pauses, looks at them like, oh, you idiots really just interrupted my fight? Then he goes berserk, tears through the soldiers like paper, straight up massacres them. It's not even a fight, it's a bloodbath, but for some reason, he stops when he sees Griffith's behelit, the red crystal necklace. Zod, the ultimate killer, the undefeatable monster, just stares at Griffith's crystal and then decides to give Guts some free life advice. Listen up, kid. One day, when Griffith's ambition is at its peak, you will not escape death, so escape while you can. Then just like that, Zod dips, jumps straight out of the castle, leaving everyone horrified, broken, and confused. Meanwhile, Griffith, yeah, he's done. Dude got bodied so hard he falls into a coma. And that's how the episode ends. Griffith knocked out, everyone shaken, and Zod's words hanging over them like a curse. We open up with a bunch of royal dudes standing around sipping tea and talking shit about Griffith. Apparently the Band of the Hawk has been taking some L's recently, and these nobles are loving it. They're saying Griffith doesn't deserve the king's recognition anymore, basically trying to kick him while he's down. Then, here comes Guts, still looking like he got ran over by a truck from his last battle. And of course, they start trash-talking him too, like, oh look, it's Griffith's little dog. Guts just stares them down, probably thinking about how easy it would be to slice them in half, but he lets it go. For now. So Guts wants to go see his buddy Griffith, but guess what? Griffith is busy with some royal guests. The guards are like, nah, you're not on the list. Guts obviously doesn't care. He's about to walk in anyway, but then, bam! Casca stops him. And not just stops him, she straight up punches him. Mind you, this dude is already half dead, but Casca does not care. She's pissed. And why? Because Griffith cares more about Guts than her. She's like, why does he always look at you instead of me? And then she just starts crying. Guts is standing there probably thinking, why do people keep punching me when I'm already bleeding out? Next, we cut to Guts just vibing alone, doing his version of a workout, which is basically swinging his massive sword around while deep in thought. Casca's words are replaying in his head, and he's actually thinking about it. Maybe she's right. Maybe he really is just a lone wolf. But then Griffith rolls up. He's like, so, about Zod, what happened back there? Guts, still recovering from his near-death experience, is like, yeah, he freaked out when he saw that crystal thing you always carry. Griffith, acting all nonchalant, is like, oh, really? Wow, I had no idea. Guess it protects us. Sure, buddy. We totally believe you. Their chat gets interrupted because the king himself shows up with some dude named Urius. The king's like, hey, Griffith, listen. These other nobles are talking mad shit about your losing streak, and now they've got me doubting you too. Then he introduces his daughter, Princess Charlotte. She seems nice, but also super sheltered, probably never even seen a battlefield in her life. After the formalities, they start heading off somewhere when Charlotte suddenly trips. Just full-on anime girl mode, about to hit the ground. But of course, Griffith catches her like he's some kind of fairy tale prince. They have a whole slow-motion staring contest moment. And that's when you know some drama is about to unfold later. The episode wraps up with Griffith and his army getting ready to attack an enemy castle. Griffith's like, alright, enough of this losing streak. It's our turn to hit them where it hurts. And this time, they're going full stealth mode, and boom, that's the cliffhanger. Next episode, we're probably getting some sneaky ninja-style warfare. Let's go. We pick up right where we left off, with the Band of the Hawk plotting some next-level war tactics. They're dragging some big-ass caskets across a beach, being all sneaky with it. Meanwhile, a group of their soldiers is off in the distance singing some weird battle sea shanty to distract the enemy. The enemy commander, aka Fake Abe Battle Guru, is watching all this like, bruh, what are they even doing? He's about to order a full-blown cannon barrage, but then he's like, nah, let them embarrass themselves. Little does he know, those caskets ain't just for decoration. The Band of the Hawk is about to pull some Metal Gear solid-level infiltration. While all that's happening, Guts and a few soldiers creep around the back of the enemy's castle like some Amazon delivery men with a very special package, death. They roll up to the gates like, hey, we got a message for you. The dumbass guards actually let them in. Big mistake, boys. Next thing you know, Guts is turning the place into a horror movie. Swords swinging, heads flying, it's a whole massacre. After painting the walls with enemy blood, they signal the rest of the Band of the Hawk. And boom. The whole squad rolls in, takes the castle, and wipes out almost everyone inside. The enemy commander, who's some blonde dude with a massive ego, realizes he's about to get wrecked. So what does he do? Does he stand his ground like a real warrior? Nah. He grabs a few of his men and yeets himself into the basement, making a full-on Scooby-Doo escape. Meanwhile, the Band of the Hawk is just chilling in the now-dead castle, celebrating like it's a housewarming party. Mission success, guys. Blondie finally gets back to his main fortress, and his boss is not happy. Dude straight up tells him, listen, you either fix this mess and take back what's ours, or you're done. This is basically Blondie's final chance to prove he's not completely useless. Spoiler, he is. Meanwhile, back in the royal palace, 3 random girls are gossiping like they're at a tea party. Apparently, Griffith is getting yet another round of praise from the king. Probably a medal, a title, maybe even another Grammy Award for Best Army Leader of the Year. But not everyone's a fan. Enter General Urius, and this dude is fuming. But before he can throw a full tantrum, some creepy, bald, one-eyed or zero-eyed royal dude slides up next to him like, psst, you trying to destroy the Band of the Hawk? Meet me in the woods. I got a plan. And boom, that's the setup for next episode. We got war, betrayals, and some shady royal backstabbing coming up. Let's go. We open up with the king, his fancy royal squad, and some members of the Band of the Hawk out on a little hunting trip. Of course, our favorite angry old man, Urius, is also there. And guess what? He's still furious. But today he's not just mad. He's got a whole assassination plan cooked up with his little sidekick boy. The target? Our boy Griffith. So everything's going smoothly until, bam! A wild pig charges through the hunting grounds like it's late for work. Unfortunately, it spooks Princess Charlotte's horse, which instantly goes, nope, I'm out of here, and starts sprinting like it's got somewhere better to be. Griffith, being the princely knight wannabe he is, rushes after her, catches up, and gets the horse to calm the hell down. But just as the moment settles, a deadly, well-poisoned arrow flies straight at Griffith. The arrow that could have ended it all, but didn't. Now, this ain't just any arrow. This thing is laced with some next-level death juice, guaranteed to kill anything with a pulse, and it's flying right for Griffith's heart. But plot armor, I mean destiny, had other plans. The arrow hits the behelit, the creepy red crystal Griffith always carries, and stops dead in its tracks. No damage, no poison, just a dramatic close call. Griffith, chilling, Guts, already in, I'm gonna find whoever did this and make them regret being born mode. He orders the squad to hunt down whoever fired that arrow, and when they find him, oh, you already know Guts is gonna make sure he never picks up a bow again. Meanwhile, back at the castle, Urius is livid. His sidekick botched the assassination, and now Griffith is still alive, looking pretty, and completely unaware that Urius has it out for him. Or so he thinks. Urius storms off to be alone and starts spiraling. And by spiraling, I mean he starts thinking about Griffith's eyes way too much. Like really thinking about them. Like it's giving, do I hate him? Do I love him? Am I scared of him? Why are his eyes so perfect? Vibes. Man's in his feelings and not in a good way. Also, he's realizing that if anyone figures out he was behind the assassination attempt, he's completely screwed. And, well, he's right. Cut to later that night, and we see Griffith chilling, writing in his diary like some teenage mastermind. Apparently, when he's not leading an army or dodging assassination attempts, he spends his time reading about chemistry, physics, and math. Because, of course, this dude is out here studying how to be the ultimate strategist. But he's not just journaling for fun. He's got business to handle. And that business? Murder. Griffith calls in Guts and hits him with a casual, yo, I need you to kill someone for me. Now, normally, Griffith could probably handle this himself, but nah, he knows Guts loves this kind of work. And who's the target? None other than our boy Furious Urius himself. Guts? He doesn't need the details, he doesn't need the motive. Griffith says kill and Guts says bet, and that's where the episode ends. Next time, we got an assassination incoming, and knowing Guts, it ain't gonna be pretty. We open with Guts doing his best ninja impression, hopping across rooftops like he's been practicing parkour in his free time. Dude is on a mission, and that mission? Take out Furious Urias. Meanwhile, inside the castle, Urias is busy being, yep, you guessed it, furious. But this time, he's not just mad about Griffith, he's pissed at his own son, who is currently holding an Anlace, fancy short sword, and looking like the biggest disappointment of the century. Urias is trying to teach the kid how to duel, but the boy can't land a single hit. Instead, he's getting bodied over and over again. "Come on, boy, do something!" Urias yells. But the poor kid is out here getting folded, and to make things even more messed up, Urias starts cutting little pieces of him with his blade to teach him a lesson. Guts, watching all this from the rooftops, is having some serious Ukraine flashbacks to his own lovely childhood with Gambino. And by lovely, I mean absolute trauma central. Meanwhile, back in the kingdom, there's some fancy dance party going on. What are they celebrating? Who knows? Nobody tells us. But hey, rich people love throwing parties for no reason, so here we are. Back to Urias, aka the dead man walking. Now we cut back to Urias' room and my man is straight up losing it. He's terrified, sweating bullets, and for some reason, he starts hallucinating Griffith's face in his fireplace. Yeah, the dude is so obsessed with Griffith that even his flames are simping for him. Just as he's freaking out, he turns around and boom! Guts is standing there like a horror movie villain. No warning, no sound, just pure nightmare fuel. Urias barely has time to scream before swing. One clean slice, and the man is dead. Mission accomplished successfully, but just as Guts is about to leave, oops, Urias' son walks in, the kid sees everything. And Guts, well, he has about 0.3 seconds to react. And what does he do? He kills the kid too. And immediately after, he's like, oh, I just killed a child. But there's no time for an existential crisis because soldiers immediately rush in after hearing the noise. Remember how Griffith sent Guts because he thought he could do this quietly? Yeah, that didn't happen. Now Guts has to fight his way out. Absolute mayhem. Soldiers rush in, and Guts is jumping, slashing, killing left and right like he's playing Dynasty Warriors on easy mode, but there are too many of them. They keep coming, and Guts barely makes it out, getting shot in the arm as he leaps from the castle walls and disappears into the night. Now, we shift to a much calmer scene. Princess Charlotte and Griffith are alone, having what can only be described as a romance anime moment. Charlotte is absolutely enchanted by Griffith. She's all wide-eyed, hanging onto every word, like he's the most fascinating thing she's ever seen. Griffith, meanwhile, is laying on the charm, smooth as ever. He's like, I like you. And Charlotte, she's blushing like crazy. But guess who's watching all this go down? Casca and Guts. Casca looks shook. Because let's be real, we all know she has feelings for Griffith, and seeing him flirt with Charlotte, that stings. Griffith's philosophy hits different. After that whole scene, Griffith sits down and he starts talking about his dreams. Because what's a Berserk episode without Griffith getting philosophical? He casually drops one of his most important lines in the entire series. A person I consider my friend is someone who follows their own dream. A person who doesn't chase their dream isn't my equal. And bam, that hits Guts like a truck. Because up until now, Guts has always seen Griffith as his friend. But according to Griffith's own words, they're not equals. And if they're not equals, then that means Griffith doesn't even see Guts as a true friend. Guts is completely stunned, processing the emotional damage in real time. And just as the moment gets heavier, someone barges in and interrupts them. It's a palace servant, and she's got some big news for Charlotte. She tells her, Urias is dead, and he was furious before he died. This episode was wild. Guts botched the assassination by making it a full-on bloodbath. Urias died furious, as expected. Griffith bagged a princess. Guts just realized Griffith doesn't even see him as a real friend, and things are only gonna get crazier from here. We kick off the episode with Casca creeping around the castle, and what does she stumble upon? Griffith and Charlotte having a sweet little moment. Charlotte's out here like, yo, I stole this from my mommy. And what did she steal? Some wooden souvenirs that symbolize a couple being together, one for the male, one for the female, and Charlotte, she's basically proposing. As long as you have this, I know you'll come back to me. Griffith at first does his whole, oh no, I couldn't possibly accept act, and then he accepts it. Of course he does. Casca, listening from the shadows, is fuming. This man Griffith PF dude, she risked her life for you and you out here simping for a royal girly? Casca, at this point, is probably plotting mass murder. Charlotte, Guts, the entire army, just to make Griffith finally see her. Before anything crazy happens, Griffith and Casca dip out, but then, boom! Charlotte's mom storms in like a final boss. She's pissed. What the fuck did you take, you little boop? What did you just give that blue-haired idiot? And Charlotte? She's tired of her mom's shot. She hits her with the royal version of, "Who even are you, girl? Shut up." We stan a rebellious princess. Now let's get to the real action. It's Band of the Hawk versus Blondie's army again. They're tied 1-1, so I guess this fight determines the champion? Who knows, but what we do know is, this fight is about to get brutal. The battle starts, Guts is on a rampage. Dude's slicing people left and right like he's playing a hack-and-slash video game on God mode. Meanwhile, Casca ends up facing off against that annoying blonde commander. And of course, this dude starts running his mouth. A woman soldier? Ha! What a joke! Bro, shut the fung up and fight. They start swinging, and at first Casca holds her ground. But then, she gets knocked down and is suddenly at the edge of a cliff. Blondie takes this moment to start monologuing. "I could kill you right now, or you could come back to my castle and be my personal little side chick." Casca is like, absolutely not asterisk. Blondie shrugs like, "Guess it's time to kill you?" He raises his sword, and then boom. Guts appears out of nowhere and stops his attack, and he proceeds to beat this man within an inch of his life. Dude was talking mad trash 5 seconds ago, and now he's getting his soul knocked out of his body. After absolutely wrecking Blondie, Guts turns to Casca like, "Oh, yo, what the fuck was that? How did this oversized dumbass beat you?" Before she can answer, Blondie, being the sneaky little rat he is, picks up a crossbow and shoots Casca. She falls off the cliff. Guts immediately jumps after her, but he can't grab her in time, and they both go crashing into the river. The battle ends, and we get a shot of bodies everywhere, blood, corpses, the whole deal. And then we see Guts, drenched, exhausted, but still alive. He's carrying Casca on his shoulder as he climbs out of the water. She's not waking up. And Guts, he panics. He's like, "Oh shit, she's dead." But then he gets an idea. Maybe if I kiss her, she'll wake up. Bruh. But, of course, that doesn't work. So he sets up a little shelter in the forest, gets a fire going, and realizes she has a fever. And what's Guts' brilliant solution to helping her take off all her clothes? Bruh. At this point, we cut away from Guts potentially getting a boner, because let's be real, he probably did. Meanwhile, back at the camp, Band of the Hawk is looking for Guts and Casca. Some of the soldiers are genuinely worried like, "Where are they? We need to find them." Meanwhile, the rest of the team doesn't give a damn. Bro, they're literally our two best warriors. They can handle themselves. Let's just go home and celebrate. And they do. Or not. Guess we can see that in next episode, because that's where the episode ends. Final thoughts. This episode was insane. Griffith gets proposed by Princess with stolen wooden souvenirs. Casca was ready to commit mass murder out of jealousy. Blondie talked too much and got his ass kicked. Guts fumbled the save and ended up in the woods alone with Casca. And the rest of Band of the Hawk didn't even care? Alright, here we go. Episode 12 kicks off with Casca still being mad at Guts. Like, girl, chill out. She's basically roasting him for helping her during the battle. She's all, "I don't need your help, go away," and physically and verbally taking shots at him. Guts is like, "What the heck did I do?" Honestly, it's the classic leave me alone, but also why do you hate me energy. Guts can't catch a break, poor guy. After their little shouting match, Guts straight up asks her, "Why did you even join the Band of the Hawk?" And she's like, "Bro, it's for Griffith, obviously." Like, no surprise there, right? All that loyalty. It's not for some epic dream or personal glory. It's all about Griffith. She literally joined just because she was obsessed with him. Guts looks like he just got hit by a truck, like he didn't see that coming. Then boom, Casca starts spilling the tea. She takes us back to her childhood, and let me tell you, it's heavy. She talks about how she almost got raped, and guess who swoops in like a knight in shining armor? Griffith. He saves her. And that's when she's like, "Yo, I'm down for this dude." And honestly, who wouldn't want to be saved by Griffith? He's got the charisma, the leadership, the "I'm gonna take over the world" vibe. But then it gets messy. Casca talks about catching Griffith in a compromising situation with another dude. Yeah, you read that right. She caught him having sexy time with someone else, and guess what? Griffith's response was just like, what, you didn't know I was gay? I'm gonna do whatever I want to reach my goal? Like, what? Casca's sitting there wondering how she didn't pick up on this earlier. Girl, you got played, but you can't even be mad, because Griffith is on another level of detached. Then Griffith drops his signature dream speech, aka, I don't care about anyone, just my dream. Classic Griffith, right? Dude's got one thing on his mind, world domination, or whatever his dream actually is. He's so consumed by it that he doesn't care who he hurts along the way. He's like, yo, you're just a tool in my grand plan, deal with it. Casca's all, okay, well, I guess I'll help you achieve that dream because I have nothing else to live for. She's fully devoted, but honestly, girl, you deserve better. You are better than this. So now Casca's looking at Guts like, why does Griffith pick you? You're just a self-centered loner. And honestly, Guts is like, I'm not here for your drama. I'm just here to swing my sword and kill people. Casca's getting all frustrated, like, help him fulfill his dream. And Guts is like, nah, I'm good. I'm doing this my way. You're on your own. Guts, king of keeping it real. The episode ends with Guts telling Casca to go get some meds. Like, okay, we know this isn't just about the meds. It's a setup. But hey, they've got to leave at night to avoid more awkwardness. Guts is like, all right, let's bounce. And Casca's just silently plotting in the back of her mind, probably thinking of ways to burn Griffith's entire empire down. Good luck with that, Casca. Aight, we back. Guts and Casca finally left that cave thinking they're on a peaceful little stroll back home. Yeah? Nah. Because guess who's still out here? That clown-looking blondie Adon and his army of discount minions. And bro, this episode really said physics? Never heard of it. Guts and Casca are out here slicing through 100 dudes like they got the cheat codes on. These NPC soldiers are basically lining up to get bodied. Meanwhile, Adon, watching his men get absolutely dog-walked, is like, bruh, my army is actually trash. So what does he do? He calls in his secret weapon. Enter Samson. Now, Adon hypes this man up like he's the final boss of the whole show. Oh, he's my strongest warrior. Unbeatable. Built like a god. And then Samson actually shows up. And yeah, dude looks like he eats dumbbells for breakfast. He's got this big-ass spiked ball that he's swinging around like it's nothing. Guts, being the king of I don't care, lets the dude have his little moment. He dodges, blocks, plays around a bit, then he's like, ah! One clean hit. Boom! Samson gets clapped so hard he might as well have never existed. Hyped up for nothing. Get this NPC out of here. Adon? Oh, he's sweating. His unstoppable warrior just got one tapped, so obviously instead of fighting like a real one, Adon goes full coward mode. Forget Guts, shoot her instead. Casca, being Casca, does not like how this is going. But before she can even react, Guts jumps in front of her and tanks all the arrows. My guy is just standing there looking like a human shield, but still breathing like it's nothing. He turns to Casca and hits her with that run, princess. At first, she's like, nah, I'm not leaving you like this. But then she realizes Guts literally doesn't take no for an answer, so she ran. Now we got two separate fights going down, Casca running for her life, and Guts still out here playing Dark Souls on max difficulty. At this point, the enemy soldiers are looking at each other like, yo, do we actually want to do this? They just saw one man delete their strongest fighter like it was nothing. But Adon, Mr. Desperate, starts throwing out bribes. Whoever kills him gets 5 times the pay and a promotion. And these broke boys are like, oh damn, I do need rent money. So they all charge. Big mistake. Guts, despite literally looking like a porcupine with all these arrows sticking out of him, is still cutting through them like it's a warm-up exercise. Dude is built different. So the soldiers do what all cowards do when they realize they suck. Just spam arrows and pray. Guts dodges most of them like he's Neo from the Matrix, but one finally lands right in his hand. Pain? Never heard of it? Meanwhile, Casca? Yeah, she didn't get far. 3 of Adon's goons catch her, and they're immediately on their creep behavior. Damn, girl, you fine as hell. Let's have fun before we kill you. And that's where the episode ends. Guts is still out here soloing an army. Casca's in real danger. And Adon, he's probably off somewhere being the biggest coward in the series. Alright, so we back exactly where we left off. Casca, tied up and looking mad as hell. But she ain't no damsel, and she's just waiting for the perfect moment to turn these creeps into discount cyclopses. Then boom, she breaks free, jumps like a parkour pro, and snatches a sword. Before these three brain-dead idiots can react, the Band of the Hawk rolls up like the cavalry in a shonen anime. And these dudes, yeah, they waste zero time. They slice up the clowns who dared to mess with Casca, then head back to find Guts. And bro, this anime keeps proving that logic doesn't exist here. Because when they find Guts, yeah, my dude is literally the only one standing in a sea of thousands of dead bodies. Everybody else? Dead. Just piles and piles of corpses. And Guts, he's over here like, whew, that was light work. But let's be real, he's absolutely wrecked. So the squad hauls Guts' half-dead ass back to camp, and even the doctor is like, yo, how the actual hell is this man still alive? Or even conscious? Doc straight up says a normal dude would have been knocked out for a week. But Guts? Guts don't care. He's like, nah, I'm built different. I'm getting up right now. Doctor, you need rest. Guts, I don't believe in doctors. Meanwhile, late at night, Casca's chilling with Judo. Judo's out here dropping knowledge bombs, telling her that Griffith said she and Guts are the key players in his rise to power. Basically, they're his VIP members. And Casca? She is living for this. Like, this is what she's been working for her whole life. Griffith finally acknowledging her worth. Judo, being the homie he is, also hands her some green medicine for Guts. Casca's like, respect, bro. Then she heads back to camp to check on Guts. And surprise! Like he said, Guts is already gone. Casca starts searching for him and finds him brooding on top of a mountain like the edgy anime protagonist he is. Man really pulled a Sigma male grind set move and dipped just to recharge his energy. Then he starts talking about how he'd rather fight 100 dudes than run away, because it's in his nature. And then, boom! Existential crisis time. He goes full monologue mode, saying how he doesn't fit in the Band of the Hawk. Everyone else is just there to serve Griffith's dream, but him? He just wants to swing his sword. Casca is like, yo, are you really leaving? Guts, did I say that? Numbers, stop assuming things. Before they can get too deep into this emo conversation, two random dudes show up like, yo, Griffith's back, come holla at him. And boom, episode ends with Griffith dramatically welcoming back Casca and Guts. You already know some drama's about to go down soon. Alright, here we go again. Another war, because apparently Berserk just has to give us at least one large-scale bloodbath every couple of episodes. Am I the only one who's kind of over this? Like, where's the juicy drama? Some good old betrayal? But nah, here we are. Back to swords, screaming, and body parts flying. Meanwhile, back in the kingdom, we got a royal meeting going down. And guess who's sitting there? Like the main character he knows he is? Our guy Griffith. The royal advisors are crying about how they're getting clapped left and right, losing their land, and basically just taking L's all over the battlefield. They're like, we're doomed, we're finished, there's too many of them, we can't do anything. And the king, bro, is not having it. He's like, y'all are embarrassing, shut up, Band of the Hawk will handle it. The nobles start side-eyeing Griffith like, oh, yeah, sure, let's send 5,000 guys to fight 30,000, that'll work out great. Clearly they forgot that Guts alone is a one-man apocalypse. But whatever, let them talk their talk. They're convinced Band of the Hawk is about to get absolutely steamrolled. The king, though, he's still backing Griffith 100%. Meanwhile, over at the Band of the Hawk's camp, the squad is chilling, well, except for Guts, who still looks like he got hit by a truck. But everyone else? Playing some good old medieval poker like they're not about to run headfirst into death. Cut to the enemy camp, where we see our old pal Adon dragging his sorry ass back to base. But before he can even process what the hell just happened to him, Boscon steps in to shut him down. Y'all remember when Adon was given one last chance? Yeah, well, he blew it. Bosconi is not impressed. He's like, wait, you're telling me one dude wiped out hundreds of our men? Bro, just pack it up and go home. And just like that, Adon is done. Man gets kicked out, humiliated, and tossed to the side like last week's leftovers. Boscon then heads into a meeting with the Imperial dude in charge, who, by the way, is way too chill about this war. The Emperor is like, oh, the Band of the Hawk is leading the attack? Cool. Bring me Griffith, unharmed. I want to drink with him. Boskin is sitting there like, what? We're supposed to kill them? But orders are orders, so he just nods like, sure, boss. Whatever you say. And we're back to the battlefield. Band of the Hawk is absolutely shredding their enemies left and right, leaving behind nothing but bodies and broken dreams. But then, out of nowhere, they start retreating. The enemy soldiers are confused as hell. They're looking at each other like, wait, did we just win? Boskin, though, he's got some brain cells. He immediately realizes what's happening. Oh, I see. These dudes are trying to bait us into chasing them. Classic move. But then, plot twist, this random general dude pops in and basically tells Boskin to shut up because he's in charge now. Bro doesn't even think twice before ordering a full-on chase. I don't care if it's a trap. Go after them. Kill everyone except Griffith. If you catch him, you get a big fat promotion. And just like that, the enemy forces take the bait. Episode ends with the Band of the Hawk regrouping in their trap zone, just waiting for these idiots to show up so they can turn them into medieval sushi. Yep. We're back at it. Another war. At this point, Berserk doesn't even know what peace is. We got swords swinging, blood splattering, and limbs flying like it's a medieval fireworks show, but this time, we got some sneaky action going down. Casca and a few BOH members are creeping into the enemy castle, and guess who's there? Our favorite loudmouth, Adon. Bro is still running his mouth like anyone cares. It's like he thinks he's at an open mic night instead of a battlefield. Casca, being the absolute queen she is, decides to shut him up. One solid hit, and boom, silent mode activated. Meanwhile, back on the battlefield, the Band of the Hawk is doing what they do best, turning enemies into historical artifacts. It's chaos, and in the center of it all, we got the main event of the night, Guts versus Boskin. Now, Boskin ain't some random NPC that Guts can just one-shot. Dude's actually putting up a fight. He's not Guts level, but he's definitely not weak either. Cut back to the castle, where Casca is about to throw hands with Adon, and of course Adon being Adon, he starts introducing himself like he's in a WWE match. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the great Adon, the undefeated, the legendary. Casca, shut up. Wham! Bro didn't even get to finish his monologue before Casca rocked him from behind. Adon, still thinking he's the main character, is like, Wait, I know we're in a war, but let me finish my speech. Nope. Casca keeps handing out L's. She's beating the brakes off this dude. And then, Aiden pulls the biggest coward move of all time. He realizes he can't win, so he drops to his knees and starts begging. Please, my lady, I will be your slave. You can whip me if I misbehave. Bro really out here quoting Justin Timberlake mid-battle. Just embarrassing. But then, plot twist. While Casca's trying to process this absolute clownery, Adon pulls out a hidden bow and shoots her. Of course, this man immediately starts trash-talking again. Like, sir, you were just crying 2 seconds ago. Back at the main event, things aren't looking too good for our boy Guts. He loses his sword, gets thrown off balance, and straight up falls off his horse. For a second, it looks like Boskin might actually take the W. Back to Casca. She's dodging Adon's arrows like she's a Dark Souls boss. Adon's out here thinking he's got this in the bag, but nope. Casca pulls an anime protagonist move, jumps in the air, and slash Adon. Wait, did she just... Yes, she did. She killed you, my guy. Finally, Adon is dead. Or at least, we hope he is, because this man has the survival skills of a cockroach. Meanwhile, back in the main event, Guts makes a comeback and decapitates Boskin. Yep, straight up takes his head off. Game over. Now you'd think the enemy army would call it quits after that, but nope. Their general still has some last words. Hey, Boskin was kinda mid anyway. But then, he realizes BOH also took their castle, and their best general is now a headless corpse. At that point, even he has to admit, yeah, this battle is over. Griffith, though? Griffith is like, oh, we won? Cool. Now kill the rest of them. Most of the enemy army, being smart, retreats before Griffith can go full Game of Thrones on them. Now let's talk about General Gavin. This dude gets captured by Griffith, and they have a moment. Gavin, do you remember that night? The way you touched me? The way we... Griffith, I only see my goals. I don't believe in failure. And just like that, he friend-zoned this man into oblivion. Gavin, damn, So you really are just like that, huh? Yes. Yes, he is. Finally, we get back to the Band of the Hawks camp, where they're out here celebrating their victory. But because this is Berserk, we can't just end on a happy note. Back in the kingdom, or somewhere in the dark place some shady nobles are up to no good, the zero-eyed, always scheming dude is plotting again. He wants to poison Griffith. Of course. And guess who steps in all dramatic? The queen herself. She's like, yes, do it, kill him. And with that, boom, episode over. Alright, so we kick off this episode with the Band of the Hawk getting the warmest homecoming ever. Like, people are straight up cheering, throwing flowers, and hyping them up like they're rock stars coming back from a world tour. Everybody's smiling, laughing, crying. It's a full-blown festival out here. Well, everybody except Griffith. Our boy is just standing there menacingly with the same cold, dead stare like he's thinking, none of this matters. My dream is the only thing that exists. Bro, really out here looking at victory like it's a minor inconvenience. Meanwhile, in the crowd, we hear people whispering, yo, that dude Guts. He's built different. The GOAT. He soloed an entire army. Name a better warrior. I'll wait. Cut to the royal palace, and here comes Charlotte, all dressed up like it's prom night, looking like she spent 5 hours picking the perfect outfit for one dude. She makes her way to the balcony, all excited, looking down at Griffith like, senpai will notice me today? Griffith, not even sparing her a proper glance, is just like, who TF are you? Bro left her hanging so bad I felt it. Meanwhile, we check back in on the Dark Royal NPCs. They're still scheming on how to kill Griffith. They're deep in their villain meeting when suddenly, someone delivers a mysterious letter to our zero-eyed schemer. First reaction? Who TF is sending me messages? I don't even have friends. But when he opens it, boom. Dude's eyes just pop open for the first time, and we see he actually has both eyes. Turns out he just chooses to keep them shut for the aesthetic. After reading whatever horrifying thing is in that letter, he immediately dips like, welp, I'm in danger. Got a blast. Now, onto the big ceremony. The Band of the Hawk is getting their official royal welcome, and the crowd is going crazy. Even the nobles who usually look down on them are now like, maybe these commoners got that bag for... Speaking of gold diggers, they are out in full force tonight. Some random nobles pulls up to Guts like, hey, big guy, how much money you make? Let's talk numbers. Guts, not even trying to hide his disgust, is just like, get out of my way, you effing clowns. Then he looks around at the whole fancy schmancy party and thinks, look at these miserable sinners, all pretending they're better than me. And oh look, even Casca is getting swarmed by some thirsty nobles. She's had enough. She turns to Guts and is like, yo, be my partner for the night. For some reason that we'll never understand, she then elbows Guts in the face before grabbing his arm and running off. No explanation, no context, just straight up domestic violence and a kidnapping. They escape the chaos and have a moment. Casca's like, man, it's easier to swing a sword than deal with all this party nonsense. Guts, far. And then Casca has a modern girl moment and goes, I'm too fat, I'm too ugly. Guts, being a true homie, is like, nah, you're beautiful, my sister. Yes, he said sister. Congratulations, Casca. You have been officially friend-zoned. And just to make things worse, Guts tells her to go ask Griffith for a dance instead. Casca, now absolutely heartbroken, gives the dumbest excuse for why she won't ask Griffith. Last time I danced was as a kid. I might step on his feet. Girl. But before she can keep embarrassing herself, Guts drops another monologue about leaving the Hawks. Casca, wait, you're leaving? Guts, did I say that? Then she dips because the king's about to make a big speech, leaving Guts standing there like, damn, this is awkward. Now let's get to the biggest moment of the night, the king's speech. He steps up and goes, listen up. These Hawks did something unreal, something we couldn't do in 100 years. They defeated those weirdos with the big-tongued freak, Adon, and now we're giving them a new title. From today, the Band of the Hawk is the best army in this kingdom. The crowd loses their minds. And then, Griffith's big moment. Dude is about to be officially decorated as a noble. Yep, Mr. I came from nothing is about to be royalty. His dream is coming true. Finally, we cut to the after party, where everyone is making a toast. But hold up, somewhere in that sea of wine glasses, there's one special drink, and it's laced with poison. And guess who gets it? Griffith. As the crowd cheers and takes their sips, Griffith drinks his... And then, boom! Dude collapses. Everybody gasps. Griffith is dead? But not really. Guess we will see in next episode. We back, and the entire kingdom is freaking the hell out. Griffith just got assassinated by wine, and now it's a whodunit mystery in real time. The royals are panicking. They're like, shut the doors. The killer is still inside. Meanwhile, one dude is already on the run, galloping away like he just hit the jackpot. Bro is straight up celebrating like, I just bagged the biggest W of my life. I'm about to be rich. He didn't. Because Berserk logic. And by that I mean Guts somehow teleports into the middle of nowhere and one-shots this dude off his horse. Bro didn't even get a final thought. Just swung. Dead. Unreal. Back in the castle, the royals are toasting. These sketchy nobles are popping champagne like they just pulled off the heist of the century, and the queen, she's sitting there like, finally! That peasant boy is out of my daughter's life. No more commoner romance. This kingdom is back to being elite. She's soaking in her victory when suddenly, smoke starts flooding the room. The doors, locked. People are coughing, panicking, running for their lives. And then, they see him. Outside the window, Griffith stands there, healthy as ever, looking like he just got back from a spa day. The queen screams out the window, "Didn't I kill you?" Griffith, looking as smug as ever, just goes, "Oh, you thought you could outplay me? Cute. But see, before you could kill me, I killed myself just for a couple of hours. Enough time to trap you in here and set this place on fire. Anyway, bye now." And the castle burns. Next scene, we got Griffith meeting up with Mr. Two-Eyed NPC. Well, turns out he was in on the plan the whole time. Flashback time. Remember when Bro got that mysterious letter a few episodes ago and his eyes popped open like he saw a ghost? Yeah, that was Griffith's letter. And in it, Griffith was basically like, hey, I know y'all plotting against me, so here's the deal. Either you help me or you burn with them. So of course, dude had no choice. Now that the mission's done, Griffith basically breaks up with him. You're too good for me. You deserve better. Let's just be friends. Then walks off like he didn't just emotionally devastate this man. Griffith, meeting up with 5 sketchy mercenaries, basically pays them off to help fake his death and kill the queen. They're celebrating like they just secured the bag of a lifetime. But before they can even spend a single coin, Guts murders all 5 of them in 2 seconds. Then Griffith walks in like, bro, you already got money, why'd you take theirs? Guts mid-sword swing just pauses like, yeah, good point. But, they're already dead. Then he just leaves the money on the bodies like, my bad, fellas. Now we get a classic Guts Griffith bro moment. Griffith is like, I don't like doing dirty work. That's why I need you. And Guts? Dude's just smiling, happy as hell that he gets to kill people for a living. Then, as they're walking back, Guts casually goes, yo, did you see Casca in that dress? I want to lay with her. Back at the Band of the Hawk, Griffith and Guts walk in, and the whole squad is shook. Like, weren't you dead? Griffith just smiles. Next morning, the kingdom is in mourning. The queen and her goons, dead. And of course, people start gossiping like, who TF did this? Someone in the back? Probably the devil? And Satan from the underworld is like, why do I always get blamed for y'all's problems? I wasn't even there, bro. Final scene? Guts leaves the Band of the Hawk. He's finally doing it. But Casca sees him and chases after him, demanding answers. Answer me, you boy! You're actually leaving! Guts, 100% done with everything, just looks at her and goes, I'm tired of chasing Griffith's dream. Fuck you and fuck Griffith. And then he walks away. That's where episode ends. Alright, we start with Guts still hanging out with Judo and Corcus. Wasn't he supposed to be leaving? Like, didn't this man just say, I'm done with Griffith's shit last episode? Why is he still here? Anyway, Corcus starts running his mouth, talking about how the Band of the Hawk is the goated army. Ain't nobody better than us. We got that MTV award from the king. And guess what? We're only gonna get bigger. We're gonna be famous worldwide. We're gonna be iconic. Then he turns to Guts like, and you're gonna give all this up? At first, Corcus sounds genuinely confused, but then he rage quits mid-convo. You know what? Fuck you. If you wanna leave, leave. No one cares. Corcus translation, I actually care a lot, but I'm gonna act like I don't. Guts, on the other hand, is just like, we've been chilling too much. When was the last time we even fought a real battle? Sir, y'all just came back from war? Then he hits peak psycho mode. I want to keep swinging my sword. I love the art of slaughter. Yeah, you heard that right. Art. My man thinks murder is a creative expression, and then he drops the real reason he's leaving. I consider myself Griffith's equal, but he doesn't see me that way. If I can't stand on the same level as him, then I'm out. Corcus dies laughing. You? Griffith's equal? Ah ha 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 ha. Then just walks away like he can't handle this amount of delusion. Next we see Judo and Guts talking walk for a night. Judo is straight up asking the real questions. Bro, you got a thing for Casca or nah? And Guts, being the emotionally constipated fool that he is, gives us the classic "we're just brothers" speech. Judo's like, damn, I actually thought y'all looked good together, but okay, whatever. Now we get the farewell scene. The band of the Hawk Boys all pull up to confront Guts, and like, you're really leaving just like that? Guts thanks everyone because he's actually a real one, then turns to walk away. But then, you already know who shows up. Griffith. And this dude, he does not take breakups well. He grabs his sword and pulls the "remember the first time we fought" card. That day, I won, which means your life and death belong to me. If you still want to leave, you gotta go through me first. Guts is like, oh? You mean I finally get to swing? So we got the final battle. Griffith vs. Guts. In the left corner, blue-haired manipulative man-child Griffith. In the right corner, sword-swinging murder enthusiast Guts. Ding, ding, ding. Griffith goes for the first attack. Desperation mode on. Guts, one move, he breaks Griffith's sword and taps him on the shoulder like, GG's bro. Match over. Griffith drops to his knees. Guts walks away. And with that, the breakup is official. We cut to Griffith sneaking into Charlotte's room. He's losing his mind after Guts left him, and now he's making out with the princess, but something's off. His eyes start changing, and suddenly he's looking mad evil. Like, bro isn't here for love. He's here for control. And just like that, he crosses the line, and guess what? A palace servant sees them. The next morning, when Griffith tries to sneak out the window, soldiers are already waiting on him. Busted. The episode ends with Griffith's eyes still shifting, like we just witnessed his villain origin story in real time. Alright, we back, and apparently we in ancient Rome now. We got gladiator fights going on, people cheering for soldiers getting folded, and a king who is way too excited about this murder tournament. And guess what? We got a match coming up. Some big-ass dude named Valencia steps into the arena, and his opponent is... Oh? Which? Is that our swinging boy, Guts? Guts sees this and is like, oh? Fighting? Murder? Slicing? Yeah, this my kind of party. Let me in. Meanwhile, the king couldn't care less. I just want to watch some bloodshed. I don't care who fights, who dies, just get this shit going. Fight starts. Valencia comes in hot, jumps up and swings his sword like he in an anime opening. Guts, he dodges, breaks Valencia's sword in one move, and taps him on the shoulder. Big man immediately kneels and taps out. Damn, this is the same way Griffith lost too. King is shook. He's like, who is this man? But Guts, he already leaving. Ain't no swinging game left here. I'm out. King tries to recruit him. Yo, big boy, wanna serve me? Guts is like, nah, I've had enough of serving. Bye. Now we in the middle of nowhere. There's a big-ass house, and some random girl sees Guts coming and is like, where the hell you been? Guts, gone for 4 years. What's up? Turns out he's here for his sword maintenance. After slaughtering thousands of people, of course his blade got dull. Next day we got Guts taking a bath, and man is deep in his feelings. What even is my dream? Is my sword my dream? Is swinging my sword my dream? Do I even have a dream? Do dreams come with instructions? Bro is having an existential crisis in the bathtub. He outside working out. And by working out, I mean swinging his sword. And of course, Berserk being unrealistic again, Guts chops a single piece of wood and the entire tree falls. Physics left the chat. That night, Guts, his sister, and the blacksmith grandpa have a deep conversation. Guts still trying to figure out his purpose in life. Grandpa, being weirdly wise, says, I don't really care about my job. Blacksmithing kinda sucks. But there's one thing I love, sparks. Watching sparks fly when I work, that's my joy. Guts is just sitting there like, huh. The next morning, some shady dude rolls up like, what? Yo, I need ton of swords, fast. And then he adds, I'll pay you, of course. Bro, we thought you were gonna ask for free swords? GTFO? Blacksmith asks why he needs so many. Dude is like, Oh, some bandits are running around and I plan to make a bag selling weapons to them. Who are these so-called bandits? Band of the Hawk. Who's their new leader? Casca. We cut to Band of the Hawk's hideout. Judo and Casca are there, and we find out why Casca is in charge now. Turns out Griffith is locked up somewhere in the castle, probably regretting his entire life. But guess what? Company has arrived. Suddenly, arrows start raining from the sky. The enemy got tired of waiting and just started the attack. The battle begins. Casca is out here fighting, but at one point, she gets knocked down and is about to be finished off, and then a familiar silhouette appears. A massive sword swings, enemy dead. Guess who's back? Back again? Guts is back. Tell your friends. We jump right back where we left off. Guts just pulled up like a DLC character and everyone is shook. The battle, still going strong. Blood is flying, bodies dropping, and then, oh no, Guts gets surrounded. But come on now, you really think that's a problem? This man has fought entire armies solo. Guts clears out the enemies like he farming XP, and just like that, fight's over. After the battle, Guts gets the warmest welcome ever. Like even Corcus jumps on him and hugs him. This the same dude who spent every waking moment roasting Guts. Judo sits down with Guts and is like, so let me fill you in on what went down this past year. 1 year ago, everyone was waiting for Griffith, but no Griffith. Then out of nowhere, rain of arrows. Damn, even nature itself hates these guys. After barely escaping that ambush, they heard the news. Griffith? Arrested and charged, and guess when that happened? The day after Guts left. Coincidence? I think not. Since then, Casca stepped up as commander, and now they got a plan. Operation Rescue Griffith. But why though? Like everyone knows Griffith been using them for his own dream, and yet they still out here like, nah, he's our King Freight's delusional cult energy. Judo. So yeah, that's the deal. Also, you're our new commander. Guts. Wait, what? Judo. Also, go talk to Casca. Y'all got some unresolved tension. Back in some dungeon in the middle of nowhere, Griffith is getting tortured by some creepy dude. Torturer? You, this ugly-ass crystal. He rips off Griffith's behelit and throws it into the abyss. That definitely won't come back later. Casca pulls up like, come with me. Then bam, she starts swinging at him like she back in a boss fight. Sis, you haven't seen him in a year and this your greeting? Guts dodging like, girl, chill. Then suddenly, Casca drops. Guts, first you try to slice me up, now you collapsing? Make it make sense? Casca, still deep in her Griffith delusion, starts blaming Guts for everything. Like, Griffith went crazy cause of you. Band of the Hawk is in ruins cause of you. Then, she actually lands a hit, stabbing Guts in the arm. She's shocked. Wait, why didn't you block? And suddenly, breakdown time. Casca falls apart, admitting the truth. Griffith will never see her as wifey material. He only cares about royalty and power. She's been wasting her life following a selfish dude's dream. And just as she having her lowest moment, she walks to the edge of the abyss and jumps. Sis really about to uninstall herself from life, but Guts catches her. And in that moment, she realizes Guts has always been there for her. So what does she do? She kisses him. And then, well, you know what happens next. After spending some alone time, Guts tells Casca, I'll help you rescue Griffith. I'll help rebuild Band of the Hawk. But after that, I'm out. I'm done following someone else's dream. It's bold of you to say, my guy, when you don't even know what your dream is. Casca gets low-key mad and starts venting about how no one actually cares about her. But before she can spiral again, Guts catches her in a hug. Let's run away together. Wait, what? Are we in a romance anime now? Meanwhile, new monster enters the chat cut to some random-ass river. That ugly-ass behelit Griffith lost? Yes, something is lurking around and chasing it. Welp, that's definitely a problem for later. Final scene, we back with Band of the Hawk. Casca, back in commander mode, is leading the crew. Guess what time it is? It's time to rescue Griffith. We back with Band of the Hawk, just hanging out in a cemetery like it's a casual Tuesday. Then boom! Pippin just manhandles a giant-ass tombstone and opens it like a secret door. Bro, is this a grave or an entrance to a Dark Souls dungeon? Now, remember back in the day when Guts and Casca didn't even care each other? Like, dude barely acknowledged her existence even when arrows were flying? Well, look at him now. Nervous AF about going into danger with her? Character development? In my Berserk? Hooli. Casca. Where the hell you been? I've been in so many battles I lost count. Shut up and keep walking. Damn, okay, my bad. Shouldn't have checked in on your well-being. Meanwhile, Judo just in the back grinning, happy as hell his ship finally together. This man been waiting for this moment like a K-drama fan. Meanwhile, back in camp, Ricket minding his own business, just trying to get some water. Then he spots something on the horizon. A fairy? This mysterious little creature flies straight back to camp. And when Ricket finally catches up, camp's on fire. Everyone gone. Excuse me? Then familiar face spotted. It's Corcus. Oh wait, Corcus is currently getting chewed on by a giant monster. Yep, that's not normal. Ricket looks around and bro is surrounded by monsters. Where is everyone? What are these creatures? Why is this happening? Berserk.exe has stopped responding. Meanwhile, mission, rescue Griffith. Back to our suicide squad, who are on their way to break out their selfish egomaniac of a commander. For what reason? Couldn't tell ya. They got 2 guide girls leading them to Griffith's cell. Guards? Ninja'd. Stealth level? 10,000. They sneak through the castle and descend into the depths like they playing a dungeon crawler. Then finally, they reach the door, they open it, and there he is. Griffith. Bro fell. Off. Hard Guts sees him and just stops moving. Casca, same. Judo, probably reconsidering life choices. Griffith looks rough, like man looks like he ain't eaten in years. Dude is fragile, broken, and honestly pathetic to look at. Even Guts tears up, seeing him like this. And just as they reach to help him up, boom! Door slams shut. Some random MF behind the door starts laughing his ass off. Oh great, another clown. And he immediately starts roasting them. Like, damn, y'all really came all this way just to see your boy looking like a half-eaten corpse? LOL. Guts, you did this to him? Dude, yep, and I don't regret a thing. Oh buddy, you just signed your death certificate. This random dude makes the fatal mistake of thinking Guts is just some regular-ass dude. He starts flexing about how this door is 4 times thicker than normal, so Guts should just give up now. But, mid-sentence, Guts straight up slices through the door like it's a cheap IKEA closet. Before the dude can even react, Guts shoves his sword through his gut and yeets him into the abyss. RIP, random NPC. You won't be missed. The entire squad of castle guards rushes in. The commander, who clearly has no idea who Guts is, tells him to stand down. The soldiers are like, bro, you stand down, you trying to fight him? Smart NPCs for once. But this clown commander keeps yelling at Guts to surrender. So obviously he gets bodied immediately. After wiping out an entire army solo, again, Guts is finally looking tired, Abe. And just when he thinks he's caught a break, a new wave of enemies appears. We start off mid-chase. The band of the Hawk is galloping for their damn lives while the army is hot on their tails. Arrows are flying, horses are screeching, but then help arrives. Casca, seeing the backup, suddenly flips the script. She pulls the reins, whips her sword around, and is like, "Aye, boys, we turning this shit around. Let's send them home crying to their mothers." And just like that, it's go time. Main squad doing main character things. Guts, Judo, and Pippin go full beast mode. Enemies are getting cut in half, smashed into the dirt, and bodied left and right. Meanwhile, Griffith, dude, is flopping around like a rag doll on the back of a horse, looking more useless than ever. But uh-oh, we got a problem. A random old dude pulls up on them, and bro starts roasting Griffith's malnourished ass. Like, damn boy, you weigh less than a loaf of bread? You trying to disappear? Guts ain't having it. He rushes in, swings his sword once, boom! Oldie's deleted from existence. Pack it up, Grandpa. Your screen time's over. Griffith, completely out of it, falls straight into Guts' arms. And at this point, Guts is basically using this man as a human shield while fighting off more enemies. Real friends carry your dead weight, literally. They finally get away and camp out. But didn't the band of the Hawk literally disappear when Ricket came back to camp earlier? Anyway, everyone's gathered, waiting for Casca to say something. And the vibe is depressing as hell. Some BOH members are like, we were supposed to start fresh after saving Griffith, now what? Spoiler, they did not think this plan through. Meanwhile, we got Casca and Guts having their little moment. Casca, being soft for once, is like, "You're leaving after this, huh?" Then she hits him with, "I've never felt close to anyone like you before." Oh, is that a confession I hear? Later, Judo and Guts are having a bro moment, just talking. But then, few members start creeping up like a cult. They're like, "Yo, if you leave, we leave." That's the new rule. And right there, it hits Guts. This is his dream. Not chasing after some random dude's delusional fantasy, but having people who actually care about him. For once he feels happy. Well, can't have that in Berserk. Meanwhile, Casca babysitting Griffith. Casca is tending to Griffith, wrapping him up in bandages, but somehow this man falls over on top of her, and they just lay there. "Girl, you cheating already?" Damn. Guts, come get your girl before Griffith pulls some weak boy Riz on her. Casca out here crying. Guts walks in like, "Yo, what's wrong, baby girl?" And she's like, "I thought everything would go back to normal after we saved Griffith, but look at him. He's small, he's broken, he can't do shit." She's losing it. Meanwhile, Guts, in full chill boyfriend mode, just pulls her close and goes, "It's okay, girl, I'm staying with you." Wait, hold up. Griffith is looking at them funny. Out of nowhere, Griffith completely detaches from reality. Bro just fully logged out. He sees himself in armor, leading an army, being that guy again, then BAM, back in reality. This dude just steals a horse and starts riding off, then bam, he crashes straight into a massive rock, then BAM. Another hallucination. Now he's chilling in a house eating dinner with some random chick. Bro, are you good? Okay. Back in reality. Somehow, he ends up in weird-ass red water and finds the red crystal. Oh shit, here we go. And suddenly, he remembers. Whoever possesses this will conquer the world in exchange for flesh and blood. Griffith, buddy, maybe put that thing down? The BOH notices Griffith is missing and goes looking for him. But when they finally find him, there's something behind him. A lot of somethings. Monsters. Guts sees this and just sprints toward Griffith. But Griffith, looking dead inside, just mutters, "Don't touch me." And the moment Guts gets close, the entire scene changes. The faces around them distort. The world itself turns twisted. And then, cut to black. Oh yeah, shit's about to get real. Aight, we back and the faces are still facing. This place is ugly as hell, and our boy Corcus is running his mouth per usual. Dude is just talking and trash talking like he's got plot armor. Spoiler, he doesn't. Casca tells him to shut up and focus. She's like, "Nobody stays behind. We all leaving together." Oh, too bad Berserk doesn't do happy endings like that. Guts heads over to scoop up Griffith, and that's when he notices that damn red crystal. It's crying, and then boom. Griffith is crying too, but with blood. Okay, yeah, that's never a good sign. The freak squad starts chanting some freaky-ass demon poetry, and next thing you know, the faces in the ground start standing up. Wait, hold up, these things were just background decorations? Then, from the sky, if you can even call it that, some random-ass flying clown pops out, then a bigger bird dude follows. And finally, a thick, huge-ass monster floats in like he owns the place, and the moment he lands, every single monster bows. Bro's got the presidential entrance. Big boy thinks he's God. This big-ass demon dude starts dropping facts like he's delivering a TED Talk. This is the final chapter, the final destination. And y'all are sacred. You're all blessed. And my man Griffith, he's your new king. Buddy, you're making this sound like a multi-level marketing scheme. Of course, Guts ain't having it. He pulls up, sword in hand, and is like, "Yo, shut the hell up. My homie ain't your king. Griffith ain't one of y'all. He's bigger than you. He's bigger than all of us." And what happens? Everyone starts laughing. Damn, even the demons think he's delusional. Then this sexy-ass demon lady rolls up. She straight up checks Guts out and is like, "Damn, you fine as hell, boy. You'd make a great sacrifice." Ma'am, this is not the time to be down bad. She then explains that demons love them some blood. And then the ultimatum drops. Griffith can reborn as one of them, but everyone else dies. Or Griffith stays weak and everyone else lives. Bro, that's not even a real choice. It's rigged as hell. Then Big Monster Boss keeps talking, saying, LMAO, the moment Griffith touched that crystal, this was already written. Fate, my guy, it's over. Basically, everything is preordained. They were all gonna die the moment they saved Griffith, so they should have just left him in that torture basement? Damn. Then a massive hand comes out of nowhere and scoops up Griffith like a Happy Meal toy. And now, the demons start singing about sacrifices. Oh yeah, this is definitely not ending well. While all this freaky shit is happening, Griffith starts hallucinating again. He sees his younger self running like he's being chased, until he suddenly stumbles into a place that looks just like where they are now. Except he's walking on dead bodies, and then he sees something. Something big. While Griffith is zoning out, the demons start whispering in his ear. Meanwhile, Guts rushes toward Griffith. He's so close to reaching him, but then a massive wall shoots up between them. Then boom, a huge emblem appears. And what does it do? It starts chasing everyone and paints some free tattoo on them. And that's where the episode ends. Yep, they are so screwed. Aight, final episode, everything's on fire, people getting eaten left and right, and let's be real, ain't nobody walking out of here happy. The monsters officially say, y'all are food. Some demon dude is like, that mark on you? It ain't for decoration, my guy. That's a VIP ticket to our dinner table. Y'all are the main course. Yeah, no happy endings here, folks. Casca's out here frozen, about to be Monster Chow, when Pippin jumps in. MVP move. But yeah, you already know how this goes. Judo grabs Casca, throws her on a horse, and dips. Meanwhile, Pippin gets eaten, some other team members get eaten, and then Judo gets his hand eaten, bruh. This is straight up disrespectful at this point. Oh, and their horse goes straight into a demon's mouth. Even the damn horse got no plot armor. Judo and Casca managed to kill one demon, so for a split second, it looks like they might be okay. But nah, Judo is completely wrecked. Casca catches him, but my dude just collapses and dies in her arms. And then Casca, not eaten, but getting caught by monsters. Bro, Berserk really said, you like these characters? Too bad. But my dude Guts? He's out here wildin'. He's killing every single monster in sight. His sword breaks. So what does he do? Grabs a demon's horn and starts swinging it like a damn weapon. Legendary behavior, honestly. Meanwhile, Demon Milfelt over there is just watching like, ooh, the more he fights, the tastier he'll be. Lady, please, this ain't a cooking show. Meanwhile, Griffith is zoning out again. Dude is cocooning like a damn caterpillar, about to turn into the ultimate butterfly of betrayal. And finally, he realizes, oh, everyone's dying? Because of me? Because of my selfishness? Buddy, you just figured that out? Guts is still out here farming pentakills, until he drops into a literal bloodbath and sees that every single team member is dead. And the monsters, they're eating. Brother, this is sick, even for Berserk standards. Guts, of course, snaps, starts hacking through more demons. But then, a demon finally lands a hit, and gets his hand. Yeah, we entering endgame now. And suddenly, everything shifts. A new Bat Griffith is born. And this Demon Prince motherfucker flies straight to Guts. And then Griffith just straight up sleeps with Casca in front of him. Guts is losing his mind, trying to break free. He does. But he gets caught again. And Big Demon Lady is just watching like it's premium entertainment. Guts and Griffith lock eyes. And it's like, oh, this is personal now. Except Griffith wins the eye battle. Because guess what? One of the demons got Guts' eye. And just like that, we're back to episode 1. We're back where the anime started. This is it. Berserk is over. How did you like Berserk? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to catch the next anime, manga, or manhwa recap. See you again here on Anigo.